Okay, whiteboard's turned the other way. So what we've got kind of three tax cuts to have a look at, and try and do that, using ADAS analysis. So the first one's the first one is income tax. So income tax, obviously, what we'd expect to do is we'd expect to see an increase in aggregate demand, because an increase in income tax leads to an increase in disposable income. So households have more money available to spend. So therefore, the first thing we'd expect to see in the short run, is we'd expect to see, if that's the potential economy, we'd expect to see aggregate demand rise, from AD1 to AD2. Whether that's inflationary or not, will depend a bit on how much spare capacity the economy has. So in this case, I've started the economy off where there's quite a big negative output gap. There's lots of spare capacity. Had I started it at AD2, then we'd have got more inflationary pressure. In the long run, though, what you'd probably hope, is that a cut in income tax might create incentives to work, might create incentives for people to start up small businesses, and if we expand the workforce, then in the long run, as well as increasing aggregate demand from AD1 to AD2, you might also hope that because the workforce expands, aggregate supply also increases from AS1 to AS2, and as a result, the economy can expand in a non-inflationary sort of a fashion. In terms of why that might work, it depends on whose income tax you cut. So if you cut the top rate of income tax, which is 45% at the moment, then what we're saying is that those sorts of people, they tend to have a very high savings ratio. They tend not to want to spend, because they've already got everything that they need, more or less. So you give them more money, all they're going to do is put it in their pension fund, most likely. So therefore, under those circumstances, you'd only get a small increase in aggregate demand. Although, as we said before, the impact of this may also depend on where you are on the Laffer curve and so on and so forth. But depending on whose taxes you cut, that might have an impact in terms of whether you get a big or a small increase in aggregate demand. The second one is a cut in corporation tax, and actually, other things being equal, you would probably expect to see the same pattern. So number two, a decrease in corporation tax. Well, the theory is that in the short run, that will lead to, in this case, an increase in investment by firms. Firstly, because firms have more retained profit. They're paying less corporation tax, so they've got more money to invest into new projects and so on. And secondly, they've got more incentive to invest. If they're paying less corporation tax, there's more reason to engage in that investment in the first place. So therefore, we'd expect that, because they're investing, that creates jobs in construction and engineering, and therefore AD increases. When the investment's finished, so when we can actually have, when the factory is built, or the robots are complete, or the new assembly line is there, then the potential of the economy is also greater. So the main problem, of course, is that a lot of firms simply avoid corporation tax, so they don't pay it in the first place. All their profit is made offshore. It may not have that much effect. And if confidence is low, especially if you're cutting corporation tax, when the economy is in recession, well, firms aren't going to invest, because it's like, well, what's the point? There's no point in investing. If I've already got lots of spare capacity in my business, there's no point in investing and expanding and so on. So when confidence is low, or there's no point in investing, a cut in corporation tax might not have the effect that you want it to. The third one is a cut in VAT. This is the one that everybody always draws wrong, because what they do is they draw AD shifting to the right and end up with a higher price level, which obviously is very stupid, because cutting VAT can't increase prices. What cutting VAT does is, in terms of the model that we've developed up to this point, it doesn't affect the capacity of the economy. The capacity of the economy remains exactly the same, but what it does do is it reduces firms' cost bases. So because your costs are lower, as I say, the capacity of the economy is about the same, but what it does is it puts downward pressure on the price level. Because prices are reduced, that increases aggregate demand. That is your increase in aggregate demand. Remember, aggregate demand is measured down here. So aggregate demand has risen, from Y1 to Y2. It's risen in the sense that there is a movement along. It's an extension in aggregate demand rather than a contraction. Cutting VAT is often quite good because, as we said earlier, it's regressive. So therefore it helps. It gives more benefit to low-income groups, and because it's benefiting low-income groups, it may have. They're more likely to spend in the first place. However, firms have got to pass it on. So all you might be doing is increasing the profit. All you might be doing is increasing the profitability of firms rather than actually having any sort of reduction in the price level. So then it might not increase demand, because firms are simply soaking up the VAT cut in the form of higher profits for themselves. The last question was, what are the disadvantages of cutting taxes? The main disadvantage is that unless you're very lucky, unless you believe in unless taxes are so high that the Laffer curve comes into play, if you cut taxes, you got less money. You're going to have to borrow, and that then takes us back to where we were in the first place, with kind of high levels of debt and deficit and debt, which comes with the various side effects that are associated with that.